Sergeant Arlene McBean was recently elected chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, the union that represents rank and file members of the Jamaican Police Force. We welcome Madam Chairman to Smile Jamaica once more on this Girl Power Tuesday. And we start by saying, congratulations.
And jubilations.
Thank you so much. You know, Sergeant McBean, I think people who, because this is a full-time job on top of your job, you know. I don't know if people know.
Indeed.
And so I want to ask that on top of the need to serve, why we put another layer of service on top of that again?
You see, when the tenacity is obvious, it is always important to push those competencies to the forefront.
Okay.
For those who need it. A voice for the voiceless. The strength for those who believe all hope is lost. And I believe that service, not only to my colleagues, but to the citizens of Jamaica, it's paramount.
Excellent.
Second time around?
Second time around.
First time around is a little turbulent.
I wouldn't describe it like that.
What would you call it?
What I would call it is a test of my strength, not only as a police officer, but as a representative. Because whenever you are a representative, there are challenges that you must face. And the mindset is important to face those challenges. And of course, that challenge came up, and we all know what happened, but you learn from those. Pardon me?
Because for the folks who don't know, I think we have an obligation to tell them, right?
Not a problem.
You were selected in May of 2018. 1 year tenure was marred, according to the article I'm quoting, by a vote of no confidence that removed you from office in January 2019, but a court ordered your reinstatement in March of that year. And so you mentioned lessons and strength and tenacity.
Right.
You know, somebody else would have said, I'm not facing this again, but not you. Like what were the lessons and the strengths that led you to rise above that?
As my mother, Patricia McBean, and my father, Rennie McBean is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Daddy! Yes, they always say to their 3 children, in the good time, give thanks. And in the bad time, give thanks. And the bad time came around and I gave thanks through it. I worked through it. I didn't try to minimize or reduce my production in terms of service to the rank and file members, because they want to know that their elected rep stand tall in the face of adversities, stand tall in the face of successes. So that is exactly what happened.
So we are here again. That was 2018, 2019 is 2024. What are some of the lessons that you take into this tenure? Anything that you do differently?
Well, things that I will definitely do differently. And I think it's the spirit of more inclusion. And I think in representation, sometimes we make decisions as a committee, and even though there is a greater number that depends on us, we believe in our mind at that point in time that we make the decision in the best interest. But inclusion is so critical in every area of our lives. Right.
Okay. So what's the mandate?
Wow, the mandate.
What are you heading in to do? There's
so
lot
many things
going on.
So many things. So I have to do it. I have to do it my central committee, morning to the central committee and the entire rank and file members as well. So I will have to do that in a structured way, in the short term, the medium term, and the long term. And there are a lot of low-hanging fruits that I believe can be fixed in the short term. We have some outstanding issues with the compensation review, a few anomalies, and I know that Dr. Nigel Clark would agree with me that those can be fixed in a day. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even worried about that, because we are moving to the next phase with great expectation.
Madam Chair is working on
definitely. So we're moving to the next stage with great expectation. We have a 2024-2025 salary negotiation period coming up. So we want to get rid of those low-hanging fruits, and then we start the ball rolling.
And you know, give the new commissioner like a time to wet his feet.
Well, the new commissioner is doing pretty well. And if, that trajectory that we have observed is quite impressive, and he has the full backing of the Jamaica Police Federation. We are seeing a continuation of the transformational thrust in the JCF, and it's something that I believe I can speak on behalf of the rank and file members. We're pretty pleased about it. He is very patient so far, understanding our issues on the ground and dealing with them in a structured way.
We heard the minister say for the first time the JCF has a full complement of staff. How do you see that? Yes. How do you see that in terms of how will it help to alleviate some of the concerns that the rank and file have? Now you have a full complement. Are more resources being made available to you?
Well, the full complement Minister, Honorable Dr. Horace Strang, spoke about, I think it was at the Federation conference when he said that we are at our full establishment. We find that there will always be glitches and all of that, but resources are gradually, I'm not going to say it's not there, it's gradually filtering in. And never in the history of the JCF, I must say, and thanks to the advocacy of the Police Federation, past and present pioneers, we're seeing motor vehicles, we're seeing technology being used to solve crime, we're seeing repairs to police stations. Not all police stations will be fixed in the first phase or second phase, but I can tell you something is happening. And I remembered last year, November 16th, our meeting with Minister Chang, he did a presentation